So we are studying from the father of Eastern psychology. His name is Patanjali. When I say Eastern psychology or Eastern wisdom, it is 6,000 years old. We have 3,000 texts and teachings and teachers. They spoke the same principles again and again, but their expression is different. As we study physics, we have to study Einstein or Archimedes or Newton. Same way, when we study meditation, we have to study the principles discovered by these teachers and these masters. What is the goal of Eastern wisdom? The goal of Eastern wisdom is self-discovery. What is the result of self-discovery? Result of the self-discovery is awakening to one's true nature. What happens when we discover to our true nature? We discover that peace and happiness, love and wisdom are our essential nature. Nowadays we feel, no, stress is my essential nature, anxiety is my essential nature. That is how we feel in day-to-day life. You see the funny part of the human life? We are seekers of peace and happiness, no doubt about it. We are fairly intelligent, so you all should agree on this statement that we are the seekers of peace and happiness. But days after days, weeks after weeks, months after months, years after years, we are doing the same thing and expecting a different result. Gave you one example. It's a common example, so it can be applied for any experience of pain and pleasure. You see, the people are single, they are unhappy. Those who are married, they are unhappy. Those who divorce, they are unhappy. So we have been doing the same thing again and again and again and again. So there comes the wisdom of these masters. There is a beautiful story. We will start from there to understand the nature of the mind. It will point out how we enter into our stress, uninvited stress and suffering. So there was a monkey on a tree in a garden. The gardener was plucking the banana and putting into the basket. And when the gardener was little far away from the basket, the monkey jumped into the basket, picked up the banana, and again jumped onto the tree. And the gardener became crazy. What should I do? That is the nature of our mind also, not a big deal. And the gardener was very upset, so he thought of a plan. So he got a basket which has a narrow mouth, narrow opening, and a long basket with a narrow opening. And now he was putting the banana into that basket. This time the monkey jumped onto the basket, put his hand inside the basket, picked up 4 and 5 bananas into his hand. While removing his hand from the basket, it stuck. Now he cannot get out of it. And the gardener thrashed the monkey again and again and again and again, until he was crying out of the pain. He left all the bananas. He realized this is the way to freedom, and he jumped onto the tree. How many times we are thrashed by the nature, reminded by the nature, again and again. We don't realize it. That is how Master explains it. The mind that is attached to any object outside, whether it is a person, an object, or an event, or a thing, is like a monkey's hand holding on to that object. And we are thrashed by the nature again and again. We don't listen to it. We blame others. We blame the person. We blame an object. We blame an event for our pain and the suffering in the life. We don't realize it. Sugar is nectar, and the same sugar becomes a poison when I am a diabetic. Why we are blaming sugar? Why we are blaming sugar? Sugar is simply, its nature is sweetness. Look at this, our nature of the mind. So our master says, beautiful, Manohi Dividham Proktam. It's a Sanskrit. Manohi Dividham Proktam Shuddham Cha Shuddham Eva Cha. The mind is of two types, pure and impure. That is how, based on the story, where he says, mind is of two types, pure and impure. Ashuddham kama sankalpam. The impure mind has a desire to seek happiness outside because he is projecting the happiness outside. And pure mind, Shuddham kama vivarjitam, the pure mind is not attached to anything outside. No clinging is there. And that mind is 100% sure that the happiness is inside me. Let me live my life with everything outside. That is the beauty of our Eastern psychology. So the first sutra of this Patanjali, what he says Ath Yoga Anushashanam. So we will understand the meaning, knowledge hidden in it, and based on that we will start our practice. So the first sutra, if I translate it into English, it means the yoga which is mindfulness. The discipline and education of yoga which is mindfulness is being taught to a qualified seeker. That is the meaning. According to the commentary given by other masters. How we translate yoga is a discipline. Now let us start. Did I check myself that am I a qualified seeker? The answer is no. You go to a car dealer to buy a car. You choose a car. The sales associate says, "Oh, do you want to try?" "Yes." "Where is your driving license?" "I don't have it." "No, you cannot drive it." But you see that how poor fellows we are in this tradition. We cannot say no to anyone. Are you qualified to learn meditation? So this master is pointing out, are you qualified and what it takes to qualify. There are 9 rules to qualify. I will talk only one. Gradually we will pick up in every session. What is real and unreal? My intellect should be clear to discern, to separate real from unreal. The very first qualification of a seeker. How do you separate sand from maybe any black seed? Sand is more or less the white in color. We know the properties of a sand, and we know the properties of a black seed. It is black in color, so we can separate the two. Yeah, that is the process of discernment or separating, isn't it? By a little complex machine, we can separate milk from the water, isn't it? So what do we separate in becoming a qualified seeker? We separate real from unreal. Unreal causes ignorance and suffering. Real leads me to peace and happiness. What is the goal of meditation? You will say relax and calm. Why don't you take pills to relax? Why don't you take pills? There are hundreds of pills. You have ads in every channel. Pain relief. The goal of meditation is to discover a consciousness that has an attribute of permanent happiness, love, and wisdom. Can any pill give you that state of permanent happiness, love, and wisdom? The answer is no. So, again go back. So as we separated the sand from the black seed based on the properties of both black seed and the sand. We know the properties so that we can separate. What is the property of a real and what is the property of unreal? Once we know it, we can separate it. That is what happens in meditation. You go too far from the unreal. You come very near to your real self, your real nature. So this week, whenever you find time, contemplate and reflect in your daily activities what is real and unreal. So what is the property of real? Unchanging, permanent, timeless, absolute, all-pervading is real. What is unreal? Constantly changing. temporary, passes through past, present, and the future. That is unreal. Can I give you a simple example? The water and the waves in the water. You know which one is real, which one is unreal. Waves, rises, falls. Waves, takes birth, dies. Water remains water. Whether you have tsunami, whether you have small waves, whether you have big waves. Isn't it? Just giving you a reference. We have just started the journey based on these principles. Gradually we will open. We'll reach to the final. Simple way to understand. The waves appear and disappear. Wave takes birth and die. Wave grows, takes birth, grows, rises high and ultimately die. They are unreal. What is unreal? That appears true, but it is not true. Can I become aware of that in my day-to-day life? The Master promised you that the moment you have that level of wisdom in your head, the meditation becomes a play and a fun. That is why the Master says, are you a qualified seeker? Then what is yoga? Yoga is the highest state of mindfulness or meditation. So what he is doing? He says that we will follow this discipline and education of that mind which leads to mindfulness. I believe you all are getting it. I'm explaining in a simple, common man's language. You guys are more intelligent. So, one qualification, real from the unreal all the time. Now, apply this into your life. What is the definition of unreal? That is constantly changing. It is changing name and the form. Look at the body. Are you the body? Body is constantly changing. We all are real only, not unreal. So it means body belongs to me like the car belongs to me, but I am not the body. Why? Body is unreal. Why it is unreal? It is constantly changing. Did I change? Inside, whom you say I, since the time you took birth and now the I remained I. But yes, I with reference to the body has changed. But I am not the body. Am I the mind? No. Mind is constantly changing. Am I the intellect? No. Then who am I? What is left is pure consciousness. That pure consciousness is like water that never changes. With the waves of the body, the breath and the mind and the intellect and the ego are constantly changing. I believe through a parable you can get it. Because that monkey or our mind is constantly running outside, claiming the body, mind, people outside are real. That is why I am projecting happiness there and my purpose is defeated. The mind moving outside, that is okay. But when it is projecting happiness, monkey was looking at the bananas, that is okay. He picked up 2 or 3 bananas to meet his hunger, that is also okay. We are not going against that kind of a desire. But he was constantly picking up the bananas. I got married to you. Why? I got married to you because you will give me happiness. I will be happy because now I have $1 million. You see, that mind must change. You see that? I am feeding you, you give me happiness. What is this calculation? What kind of a calculation this is? Just think of it. Think in your mind. So when you become more and more aware with those thoughts which is projecting happiness outside, it is a monkey mind. It is trying to extract the happiness from a narrow basket of the world outside. Not possible. Not at all possible. Do you think COVID-19 affects all of us differently and the rich people differently? Or our current president differently? COVID-19. I'm just giving a simple example. It is affecting everyone in a similar way. Can I understand that? Can I live into that awareness? The moment I live into that awareness, I have started separating real from the unreal. Why I am agitated? I was waiting for you, you did not come. Mind is there, outside. I forget myself. How can you live in peace and happiness? Look at the way our masters explain. The way any physics teacher explains from Einstein, Newton's law of motion, and from Archimedes and other scientists, the same way we have the manuals. We pass on that knowledge and the wisdom to you. Only difference is that you are studying yourself by this knowledge. You study physics, which is outside you. You study chemistry, which is outside you. Which you study medical science, which is outside you. But this subject, Eastern wisdom, helps you to study yourself by these principles. That is the beauty. Are you getting it? Hence, the bookish knowledge will not do. I spent 26 years with my masters, day and night. Not one day. With another master, 3 months, 24 hours, serving. Why? Because the moment you study the principles and you have questions, the book cannot answer those questions. A live teacher is required. That's why we have a master and a disciple tradition. Oh, I can study everything. Google has 1 million meditation practice. Go to the Google, ask Google to learn it. So those who go there after some time, they are frustrated. I know. So that is the reason. That is the reason the live teacher is required. So summarizing, and then we will do the practice. What is the summarizing? The mind, that is, find out the number of thoughts or a particular thought is being repeated again and again in your mind. You will find the attachment. The monkeys are caught by the narrow opening of the basket in your life. That is the first. The first sutras, I need to become a qualified seeker. One of the 9 principles or the steps, you can say it's a kind of an orientation, inner orientation, in modern language. So I reorient my mind. Okay, here is the way I have to study. So every principle I study, I will find out what is real and what is unreal before I go for the practice. Simple. Learning for 26 years, it comes from your head naturally. Because the master doesn't leave you unless your head, what happens? Your head is clean. It has a conviction. There is a doubt-free knowledge. That is why the teacher, learning in the presence of a teacher. So what happens? You have a conviction, you have a clarity, you have a doubt-free knowledge in the intellect. Then what happens? That knowledge descends down into the heart. So what the heart does? It increases your will and determination to discover. And it further descends down into the belly button, which is symbolically known as center of action. You practice, you change. You see, in every session I summarize almost the entire wisdom within 15-20 minutes. So let us follow our journey. Let us do the practice. Close your eyes. Eyes are closed. The stage 1 and the first practice. Eyes are closed gently and mind is looking inside. 2. The body is steady. 3. We are not doing a practice which is very so-called complex. It is very easy, simple. In my session, everything is simple, provided you also need to be simple to grasp it. So eyes are closed, body is steady, the mind is looking within. Where it is looking within? It is looking within yourself. Don't try to look inside others. You'll find nothing. That is a monkey mind. But continue into the step 2. We will settle. How do we settle the mind? Being comfortable. How we become comfortable? Looking at the neck joint, being there, becoming aware, feeling the sensation, being comfortable, and steadiness. How simple it is. Moving the mind on the shoulder joints. When I say moving the mind on the shoulder joints, simply the mind goes there. Mind is looking. Again, don't create any misconceptions. When I use the word looking not through the eyes, looking through the mind. What is the meaning of looking through the mind? You become aware. You feel. And when you feel, what do you feel? Sensation, being comfortable, and steadiness. Hip joint. Feel the sensation, being comfortable, and steadiness. How simple it is. So second step is also done. Looking at the entire body from. This is looking from the top of the head to the tailbone and experiencing. What do you experience? You experience sensation, being comfortable, and steadiness. Moving to the third step is being carefree. being carefree. So if the monkey is not attached to the bananas, what the monkey will do? Will do nothing. Will not watch the bananas. Yes, monkeys will watch the bananas at a distance. Same way, watch every thought. Feelings, sensations are different from you. How do I explain it? You are standing across a road watching the traffic. So traffic is different from you standing. Same way, mental traffic of thoughts, feelings, sensations. You are different from it. Being just carefree. The way the wise monkey is carefree. He is trapped by the unreal idea. We know what happens. In that state, we move to the second stage of meditation. We purify the mind in a simple way. Looking inside. Let us look inside the heart today, the rib cage, and maintain the poise and the steadiness in the body through both the nostrils. Start breathing quick, short breath from both the nostrils into the chest in cheerful manner. Mind is cheerful. Play and fun, not fast, not tiring, not the breath that leads to overexertion. Just playful, cheerful breath. Keep your mind looking inside the head. Continue. And stop this. We continue to purify the mind. We will understand what is this purification of the mind. Eyes remain closed, the body remains steady, and take a deep, silent and slow breath. Inhale first into the belly, then into the rib cage, and it should be totally silent, slow. And while breathing out with lips together, make the humming sound louder, deeper, and longer. The next inhalation is deeper than the previous one, more silent than the previous one. In the same way, the next exhalation, it has a deeper, louder humming sound which influences the brain. You may feel the vibrations and sensations inside the brain. Continue. Deeper, louder, longer, continue the humming sound in the state of steadiness in the body. The mind is looking within, either deep inside the head or the heart. And now stop this humming sound. We will go to hammering. I use the word hammering the mind with a mantra. You hammer the nail, it goes deep inside, it is fixed inside, it remains inside. Same way, we hammer the mind with a mantra so that it goes within and it lives within. So what we have to do in this step? So we have three centers. The center of wisdom inside the forehead, the center of emotion, desire or love inside the heart, and the center of action inside the belly button. So we pick up the first center now, look inside the forehead as the center of the knowledge and the wisdom, become aware of the space or darkness inside, and mentally we use the mantra Om, we hammer it. How do we hammer it? Mentally we recite it quick, fast and loud in your mind. Om, 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 om. Quick, fast and loud in the mind. Start it. You don't allow a single thought between the two Om. And when that happens, the mind lives within, away from the world outside. Continue. Mentally, the body is in the state of steadiness. You are not changing the rate and the rhythm of the breath. You are just hammering the mantra Om deep inside the forehead in the space. And maybe a glimpse. You have a glimpse, as if the mind is living deeper within. It may not happen today, but it will happen. And now looking inside, deep inside the heart, in the space, continue hammering the same mantra. No movement of the lips or the tongue. I'm demonstrating to make you understand. And it is so quick, fast, and loud you don't have a single thought between the two Om. And if that is happening, you will experience by yourself. I need not to say anything. The mind withdraws completely inside. And now looking deep inside the belly button, you bypass the body, you have bypassed the breath, you're looking deep inside the belly button and continue hammering. Quick, fast, and loud. At the same time, you will experience as if there is some force which is withdrawing you deeper within. In the beginning, we may feel some episodes of falling into sleep or unconsciousness, but it is okay. Continue the journey. Gradually, by repeat practice consciously, that sleep will be broken. There and stop hammering. You need not to worry in the beginning. You may have an episodes of falling into unconscious sleep, or maybe an influx of the thought, or maybe the mind is trying to go out by itching, by scratching. But if you hold on, you will be the winner. Moving into the next stage, look at the head and the neck. Looking at the head and the neck all around means your awareness and experiencing sensation, relaxation, and stillness.
I didn't understand that.
Moving the mind on the right arm, looking at sensation, relaxation, and stillness. becoming aware of the left arm from the shoulder to the fingertips. We are not moving any part of the body, we are moving the mind on the body. Sometimes I say we are not moving the body to the mind, we are moving the mind to the body. Moving the mind, no movement in the body at all. It will move in the beginning, but gradually you will see the change. Move the mind on the middle portion of the body, the chest and the belly and the spine at the back. Being there and experiencing sensation, relaxation, and stillness.
I found some capsules in the marketplace.
Moving the mind on the right leg, feeling the sensation, relaxation, and stillness. The mind goes to the left leg, sensation, relaxation, and stillness. The entire body. Looking inside the forehead in the stage 4. Looking inside the forehead in the space. Become aware of the space or become aware of a point in the space. So when you are aware of a point in the space, mentally say Shantoham. That is your first milestone. Shantoham means I am the peace. And now continue to move deeper into the space. When the mind seems to hold on or to stop, that is your second milestone. Deeper than the first Shantoham, drop the Shantoham again. Be there for a moment and continue the journey to move the mind deeper, slowly, naturally, as if you are walking deep into the words, into that space. The mind again springs a thought and you say, no, I have to walk deeper. So you go deeper and Shantoham. So every milestone you cross, you cover. Deep inside the forehead. Gradually the mind recognizes as if it is an infinite space. And when it realizes it is an infinite space, the mind continues living within. In that state only, what we say awakening takes place. I appreciate you all doing good. And do nothing, The last stage, breath awareness. In that state, when you are simply looking at the breath going in and out, first point of awareness, second point of awareness, you're feeling the sensation of the breath and no change in the rate and the rhythm of the breath. Three-pointed awareness of the breath is almost equal to doing nothing. Just live in that state of doing nothing. We are conscious human beings. Breath is going in and out. Awareness is there. Feeling the sensation, awareness is there. No change in the rate and the rhythm of the breath. Live, be in the state of doing nothing, my friends. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. This is a chant traditionally done to deepen the practice of meditation. And it simply means let there be peace, peace, and peace. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. We have two more things to come before we conclude. First is sharing of your experiences and then question and answer about any doubt. So first bring your mind to the right hand. Mind goes to the left hand. Become aware of both the palms. Lift your both the palms and place it on your closed eyes. Open the eyes inside the palms. Ask yourself what is your experience and bring the hands down. We will bring the hands down. We will share our experiences. After that, if you have any doubt, yes, Sophie, what happened?
I have a little kitten near me, and it took me outside a couple of times.
Took outside. You see that? Yes, continue. But you were relaxed. You were deeper.
Yes. I do have a question for what happened another time, if I may ask. Sometimes I feel like my body is like as if there was a thread, a rope, and it's very tight, and then it untightens.
In a ties. Yeah, that rope example, if you have that kind of a vision or experience, according to our Eastern wisdom, we say that we have energy body, physical body. Energy body is pranic body, then mental body, so on. So this energy body, the mind has gone deeper into the energy body. That is one thing. So because we realize there is some kind of a thread by which the body is tied, so it is deeper experience, and if it continuously happens, better.
I didn't understand that.
Please, Google, stop it. Yes. Yeah, Google also started doing meditation. And I have to understand. Today I will understand how to stop it. So, how are you, John? No, you have to unmute. Then only I'm not listening to you.
Well, I don't have a kitten next to me, but I found it difficult to keep thoughts from interfering with the practice.
But at the same time, in the middle of the period, your body was not moving. The body was totally still. Right. Yes. Second part, if I turn into a question in meditation, why I have lot of thoughts coming and going all the time, as if I visualize that meditation is total absence of thoughts. It is not so. When the thoughts are there, you are not affected by it. You are not dictated by any of these thoughts. Let them come, let them go. The first part of an answer. And by regular practice, perhaps this is your first session with me, so as you continue the practices, what is going to happen? The mind will go too far from these thoughts. Take an example. That is what the meditation implies. I am very near to a noise. Say very near means 1 foot away. I am very near. I am little farther from the same noise, maybe 5 feet away, 10 feet away, 20 feet away. So the intensity of that sound is not felt. And then who cares if it is 50 feet away? So when it is, say, for example, 50 feet away, it is the state of calmness. Just a mathematical equation. It cannot be drawn, but I am trying to explain. And if it is 1,000 feet away, then it is a sense of quietness is there. I am aware of it. That is what happens in meditation. Now, Dr. Mead, how are you?
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes. I felt myself going deeper within.
Very good.
And moving away from my noisy thoughts.
Very good.
My noisy thoughts got very quiet.
Very good. You see, John, this is what happens. I gave the same practice to you all. Experiences are different because of the mind. Yes, continue, Dr. Mead.
Today I had a challenging day and I felt full of fear a lot of the day. And I tried to get on the site with you, but I couldn't get on until much later. And now that I'm here and I've been with all of you, I feel like a new person. And I feel
Oh,
joy. I feel
joy.
some joy.
Wonderful, wonderful. That is really good. There is a fear of unknown. We have a lot of things written and taught to us by the masters to become totally fearless in life, not only in meditation. So there is a fear of the unknown. I don't know, and there is a fear. So fear of unknown is unreal. So we will understand that. How are you, Anne?
Yeah, I think it went quite deep at most times, the meditation.
Okay.
It gets really deep. I feel I always have a ball of a blue, royal blue color there.
Yes.
in my eye.
So don't copy anything. All our experiences are different from person to person. But when we have the vision of a blue color, it is again a calming and a very calming experience. It means as if the calmness is oozing out from within. Now, any more question, my friends? So I'll be sending